Hey guys, how you going? Welcome back to another daily show with the Australian Patriot. My name is Stephen, and I love freedom. I love human rights. I love the ability to be able to go where I like, do what I like, without having to be restricted by anybody, as long as I'm following the letter of the law, of course. I'm not speeding and I'm not doing any criminal activity, because some laws are there for a reason, uphold other people's safety. Like on a road, you don't want to kill another person. Today's episode is about Jackie Lambie and Dan Andrews. Now, if you've been following the Victorian Parliament or the Victorian government, you'll know that Dan Andrews is a tyrant. You'll also understand it. And if you watch this video and you believe in what he's doing, then you're an idiot. I'm going to plain and simply put it out there, because you're either an idiot or you're ignorant. Because what he's doing is not right, and it's not safe. With all the information out there in the world, everybody just wants to, and it's good. So we'll start with Jackie Lambie, because she's a turncoat, okay? What that means is she will go from one side to the other very quickly. Now, I don't know what her motive is here, or her agenda. I'm trying to find my pen. I don't know what her agenda is here on this one. She came out yesterday, she did a post. I've commented on her said post on Facebook. We'll see if I can find it. Home, we'll press home, and then we'll go to Jackie Lambie's post. So basically, she's come out and she's defended the no jab, no play. Now, yes, we're carrying on from yesterday's episode, which is fine, because we have to, because this is the subject. The subject is really about what the fuck is going on. And I commented on the post, because I said to it, because she's agreeing with the whole, oh, well, NRL players should be banned. And there are people on there. Now, there's a guy on there, and he's like, well, either conform or live off the grid. Listen, mate, that's not a choice, then, is it? That's not a choice. You shouldn't be ostracised from society just because you don't get a flu vaccination. You're an idiot if you think that. Because what happens if and this guy clearly conforms, because he goes on about it. He conforms about everything. He's a business owner. I'm a business owner myself, and I will not conform. I will follow the guidelines, and I will follow the regulations as far as my clients are safe, and we are doing the business safely, and that everything is in line with the Australian standards for a workplace, okay, for a business, okay, and as long as I'm insured and all that other great stuff that I have to have, okay, because that's what's the safety of my clients, and it's the safety of my business. But I'm not going to go just talking to a mate about Fauci. How cool is that, eh? How's that, Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci conspiring against the POTUS? We'll talk about that tomorrow. We are going to talk about that tomorrow, because it's been on my back burner for a few days. So you got these people who are saying, oh, well, you've got to conform. No, you don't, and you shouldn't feel like you have to conform. That's the point of being human. Okay, that's part of being part of a society. Okay, we're not China. We are not China. You can't. It's unlawful to coerce somebody into putting something in their body that they don't want to put in there. It's unlawful. That means it's against the law. Just like doing 120 in a 60 zone. That's unlawful. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to see if I can find the post. Shouldn't be too hard to find. I'm just going to get rid of all those chat logs. We're going to go to, here we go, Jackie Lambie. Now, what I don't understand is, like, Jackie Lambie, she's actually not a bad person. She's got some good causes, but here we go. I found it straight off the bat. All right, here we go. Here we go. No jab. What? We'll pause that video. Pause that, and we'll look at the comments. Here we have, now this is a mate of mine, you know, because I told him about the post yesterday. I told him, I said, this is not good, mate. We need to sort this out. He said, here we have a politician who posts memes about drinking at 9 AM on a weekday, telling elite athletes what to put in their bodies. What a joke. Yep, that's hypocrisy right there. That is hypocrisy. We have a politician, we have a state senator posting memes about drinking at 9 AM on a weekday, telling elite athletes what to put in their bodies. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Good work, Jo. Good work. You're a fucking star. Because that's on the money. Because that's fact. She does do that. You can't do that. That's hypocrisy, Jackie. It's hypocrisy. You can't do that. That's just dumb. Now you've got a lot of followers now, probably thinking, shit, what the fuck are you on about? You can't be doing that. That's you're on. You've got to pick a side, right, and pick an agenda and stay on it. Okay, you can't go changing agendas just because you need to win someone over. That's not how you do things, right? You don't give up your values and your beliefs just so that you can win someone over. You don't do that. I don't do that. I say the same shit all the time because guess what? That's what I fucking believe in. I believe in human rights. I believe in the fact that we should be allowed to go and do what we like, when we like, and how we like. Okay, we shouldn't be fucking locked in our homes, and we shouldn't be restricted travel. We shouldn't be able to, this shit shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't be, Americans shouldn't be told that they have to wear masks. There's a fucking doctor out there, there's doctors out there saying that this is shit, but guess what? They're being censored. That is unfair. That is wrong. I believe that is wrong. And I will bash that message until the day I fucking die. Because guess what? If I don't do that, then my kids won't do that. And they won't understand what it's like to stand up for what you believe in. I was picked on and bullied and poked and prodded in school. Until I left. When I became a grown man, that shit not happening. Not happening. I will say what I like, when I like, and how I like. I will tell you how it is because that's who I am. I will tell you what I believe in because that's who I am. I'm not afraid whether you like me or you don't like me. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not here to win friends. I'm not here to win people, to make people my friend. I'm here to make sure that my kids understand that you should stand up for what you fucking believe in and that you work really hard towards making sure you achieve what you want to achieve. That's what I'm here for. Okay? I'm here so my kids get to know that, hang on a minute, what my dad stood for was something great. What my dad believed in was great. He taught us that we need to stand up for ourselves and we need to make sure that our voices are heard. Whether, you know, and if you're wrong, then guess what? I'll be the first person to tell you that if I'm wrong, I will fucking tell you. I'm not afraid of that either. Whereas a lot of people are. Here we go. Jackie, what you're saying is no jab, no job. It was only last year we were told that young healthy people do not need a flu shot. You're setting this up for a law change. Build me a prison. I'll need it. I will never have a flu shot. What the fuck's going on? She got paid. Yep, she got paid. She's getting paid to tell you that. Hi Luke, I understand your concerns, but I can assure you that I am not setting this up for a law change. This is the policy of a private organisation. I personally believe that these are challenging times for our health and players, and I do understand that players don't anyway, but at the end of the day, this policy is for one organisation, not an in-government and policy. That's, you're being hypocritical again. You've one side of the fence, then you back over the other side. You can't do that. Pick a fucking side. Either you believe in what they want to do. Jackie Lambie, if you can't see that Scott Morrison wants to bring in the no jab, no job, basically, into the system of the government and of the Australian people, you are blind. It's what he's literally asking people to do. He's asking people to say, hang on a minute, you will be able to have the right to say, hang on, well, if you don't have a jab, you don't get to play. If you don't have a jab, you don't get to have a job. If you don't get to have a jab, you don't get to get paid. Meaning, if we don't get paid, we don't get to eat. And if we don't get to, I saw some dude on there saying, "Oh, we'll learn how to be self-sufficient." Guess what, dickhead? You need money to be self-sufficient. You can't just fucking grow vegetables from thin air. You've got to buy the vegetables. You've got to buy the seeds. Are you fucking stupid? You can't just grow it. You just can't go out there and go, "Oh, well, I'm just going to fucking wave a wand and say, hang on a minute, I'm going to fucking grow some carrots and some peas and some corn and some fucking..." You need the seeds, moron. How do you get the seeds? You buy them. How do you buy them? You use money, which is currency. How do you get that? You go to work and get paid. God, some people are stupid. Oh, how are you going to make a garden? You need the tools. How do you get the tools? You get paid. You go to Bunnings and you buy the tools. It's not... People are so, I can't understand how people are so fucking ignorantly stupid. Sorry, I'm getting a bit wound up today. I'm glad this isn't on like a network television, because I'd be getting in trouble swearing. It's not mandatory, just like nurses. Blah, blah, blah. Players can choose not to play this year. No, it's not a choice. See, it's not a choice. You don't get a choice. That's not a choice. That's you're being set up to lose. Okay, you're setting that player up to lose. Have a job, have a jab. Have no jab, have no job. That's not a choice. What part of that do you not understand? These people should be allowed to still continue their daily lives and their societal impact and be part of society and part of their workplace, whether or not they have a flu shot. Guess what? If flu shots work so fucking well, it's on them. If you get the flu shot and they don't get the flu shot, guess what? You're fucking safe, so who cares, right? God, it's frustrating. But what annoys me is that Jackie Lambie goes from one side of the fence to the other, and you can see that in that there, you know. So she's saying that she agrees with the policy of what Scott Morrison is saying, is that we should be urging businesses. That's one organisation. How things happen is one organisation, then another organisation, and then another organisation, and then guess what happens? Before you know it, it's a majority. And what happens in a democracy? If the majority are in front, that becomes a fucking policy. And then we get into the nitty-gritty details, is you agree that people don't have their fucking human rights anymore. I wrote, and I quote, let's go find it. I wrote this. We'll see if I can find it, because I should be in there somewhere. I wrote it. We'll see what I wrote. More relevant. View comments. Okay. Probably not going to... It's going to take a while to find. So we'll talk about Dan Andrews, okay, while we look for this. So Dan Andrews is going to get a pay rise. It's been passed. So he's going to get an 11% pay rise. On top of already, I think he's up to like 20% pay rise since he's been in office. 20%. While he keeps his hard-working, tax-paying Victorians home, he gets paid tax-free money. Tax-free money. And guess what? His hard-working Victorians are staying home. His people, because that's what it is. They're your people, Daniel. They're your people. You should be looking after your people. And guess what happens when you look after your people? Your people will look after you. It's pretty fucking easy. Look at Richard Branson. It was something he preaches the most about. If you look after your employees will look after your customers. Therefore, you win. At the moment, Daniel, you're not looking after your people. You're locking your people in your homes, and and you're not letting kids go to school. And how about that? He shuts down. He's like, "Oh, no education now. No education. Schools can't go back because one teacher from one school who wasn't at the school because it was still school holidays got COVID-19, and we had to clean the whole school down." There's got to be something bigger going on. You've got to think outside the box on that one. God, I'm trying to find my comment. This is crazy. Like I just can't believe that. I just can't believe there's politicians that are agreeing to this shit. I really can't believe that. And what I said was, I can't quote it because it is there though. So far back because I commented last night. Let's see if I can find it in my notes because old Jados, he liked it. So here we go. Got to find it now. This is getting ridiculous. This is what I said. I'm trying to do these videos. Here we go. Here's my comment. Here it bloody is. Here we go. This is getting ridiculous. At what point would you like us to give our human rights over to the corporation we call our government? Currently, our government is not our government. I put that in quotations. So, quote, unquote, our government, unquote, quote, unquote. You can't be serious. I'm sick of this, and I'm sick of politicians thinking they can tell us what we can and can't put in our bodies. You see, you don't realise how that works, is that if you start doing it in one section, then you'll start doing it in another section, and then they'll start doing it, and it'll start bleeding in. It's like opening a cut, and that cut keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like opening the dam, okay? The dam wall's got a little, let's go with the dam wall, okay? The dam wall's got a little crack in it, alright? We don't patch it up, we let the water trickle out. Over time, more water, more water, more water. Over time, the dam wall will break because of the pressure applied on the back of the wall from the water. Okay, it's natural. That's how things work. The same thing here. When politicians want to put something into a policy, what they generally do is they open the dam wall. They put a slight crack in the dam wall, and then that crack gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it becomes the majority. Right? It becomes the majority with people. So then the majority of people going, yeah, it's fucking safe, mate, it's safe, yep, have the flu shot, it's safe. And then we forget about our human rights and our human ability to be able to choose what we put in our bodies and what we don't. Okay? Nobody's telling us we can't go and eat Macca's though, can they? No one's telling us we can't go and get KFC. No one's telling us we can't buy cigarettes. I'm not a smoker, I'm a fitness professional, so that would be fucking redundant, wouldn't it? So but people aren't telling us that. Get this, the whole time we've been in restricted lockdown, alcohol has been open. Now, yes, I drink, okay, not very often, but I do drink alcohol, and I do enjoy a quiet rum every now and again. If I've had a very stressful week and a very a big week, I'll generally have a couple of quiet rums before I go to bed at the end of the week and just feel fresh, you know, feel refreshed, because alcohol's a pleasure. So, you know, but the whole time. So the economy's closed down, but yet you've given all these people money to go buy cigarettes and alcohol. I saw something a couple of weeks ago about this drug rehabilitation organisation actually giving tips on where to go get drugs during the crisis. What the fuck? What the fuck? Giving tips on how to go and where to go get drugs. How to go and where to go to get drugs. This whole thing is really messed up. It doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. One minute she's saying one thing and the next minute she's saying another. Just pick a side, Jack. Just pick a side and then battle it. I thought you were for the people. I thought you were for the people. I thought you were for us. I'm seriously having doubts about you now. I actually voted for you. I actually did. In the last votes, in the last election, I voted for Jackie. Probably why she got in the Senate. You know, I was one of them people that wanted her to be in the Senate because I believed that she was for the people. Right now, I'm regretting my vote. I don't regret a lot of things, but I'm regretting that vote. That vote was now probably redundant because she's agreeing to the fact that people should have no jab, no job. Doesn't matter whether it's just one organisation. That's the point. One organisation becomes one, then becomes two, then becomes three, then becomes four, then becomes five, then becomes 100 organisations. You can't have that happen. Okay, you can't. All right. I've read Bryce Cartwright's release that he did on Instagram. He's not an anti-vaxxer. He's not that. He's pro-rights. He's pro-choice. He's pro-human rights. We should all be pro-human rights. You know, we don't go and run in front of a car if this is what I don't get, right? I was talking to one of my clients about this morning because I just want to get this one off. We don't accept blackmail or we don't expect blackmail or intimidation or threats from someone we don't know, do we? We don't walk down the street and if someone walks up to us and says, "Oh," and goes off and starts skitzing her, and then they start. We don't accept that, do we? We don't accept that intimidation. We don't cope well with that, do we? We fight back, right? When we get pulled over by the police officer and we're not speeding, but he's saying we're speeding, we don't just cop it, do we? We challenge it. You know, we challenge it. If you get stopped in the middle, if you're in a relationship and your partner says, you know, this, that, and the other, you don't accept that if you don't agree, right? Is that correct? So if all that happens, but yeah, when the government tell you, oh well, when the Prime Minister says, oh well, we should be banned. I urge the National Rugby League to ban players who don't conform. It's literally what he said. I mean, I'm putting words in his mouth, but it's literally the interpretation. That's the interpretation. We should ban players who don't take the flu vaccination. So now I've read Bryce's status, and I shared Bryce's status, and I've liked Bryce's status, and I've commented on Bryce's status because he stands for one purpose in this. His purpose is pro-choice, meaning every human being gets to choose what they put in their bodies, how they treat their bodies, how they look after themselves. The post is here. Alright. So I just dealt with the post and I'm back. So, pro-choice. That's what this is about. It's about pro-choice. Jackie, you can't choose sides. Don't be on the fucking fence. If you can't pick a side, and whatever your agenda, I don't know what your agenda is. Like, why did you change? Why did you all of a sudden now you want to say that they should do that? I don't get that. I thought you were for the people. Not just for the people in your constituent. Not for the people in your state. You should be for the people in the country. You should be for Australians. Okay, just because you're a state senator for Tasmania doesn't mean that you can't represent the people of Australia. Okay, that you want to represent. You can represent everybody plus Tasmania. Okay, it's not rocket science. This stuff is not fucking rocket science. Anyway, we've got a couple of minutes. We'll cover Mr. Dan Andrews. Now we'll go back to the point of he's received. I'm actually 100% certain. He's received 20% pay rises. Up to he's already got an accumulation of 20% pay rise over the course of his tenure as Victorian Premier. Right? He's set to now get another 11%. Right? That makes it 30%. His wage has nearly doubled. His salary has nearly doubled. For what? For what? I don't understand. He's going to receive 11%. Yet Victoria is about to go into the darkest fucking age of its life, economically, and probably educational-wise, it's ever been in. That's from just an observant point of view. That's from just sitting back and watching and reading and listening. He's got a draconian state. He's basically, you could literally call it martial law. It's almost at that point. He shut down one school. He shut down the whole education department, the whole education system, because of one teacher. One fucking teacher who wasn't even at the school for being tested positive for COVID-19, but yet he would have known that Cedar Meats was the place that Cedar Meats Abattoir was the place. He would have fucking known. He's the state fucking premier. You don't not know that shit. People would have told you, hey, that's from Cedar Meats. This is what's going on. This is where they're tested. No, he did know, but guess what? Didn't shut it down straight away, did he? They continued to fucking work. They continued to fucking pack meat. They continued to kill and slaughter and do whatever else they do there. Okay? You can't have it both ways, Premier. You just can't. Just like Jackie, you can't have it both ways. Okay? Your Victorians deserve to have their rights back. Your Victorians who don't agree with you, I applaud them for standing up, and I applaud them for having a voice, and I applaud them for standing for their rights. For the other Victorians who agree with you, I don't know what you've been telling them. I don't know what they've been listening to. I don't understand why they think that that's okay. I will never understand why people think it is okay to have their human rights removed, revoked, for anything. Did you know that Woodstock went ahead, packed house in the middle of a pandemic? Did you know that? I bet you didn't. You can't say, oh, I didn't have the technology. I'm telling you now. They would have, if they wanted to then, they could have done it then. They did it. Why not? This is the pandemic, right? So what's different then to now? Why? Shout out to all the freedom fighters out there. Shout out to all you guys who want to stand up, be heard, keep doing it. Don't give up. Don't give up, because the more we can be, the more noise we can create, the more noise we can make. More people will start realising, hang on a minute, what these guys are saying is makes sense. Share the heck out of this video if you want. Like it, subscribe. We'll add more content. We're going to try and do a daily show every single day. I'm going to go through the topics. Tomorrow we will talk about more American stuff. We're going to talk about Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx, about how they've just been undone for doing what they did to Donald Trump, basically trying to set him up to fail. There's heaps of footage out there of Dr. Fauci saying that this isn't real, this isn't what it is, and then backflipping and saying, hang on a minute, we need to lock the country down, okay? Because the models they use, which is what I'm going to spend most of today on, is researching and making sure that I can bring you the most accurate point of view of what I found. Okay, that's the point here. Is the point, and I just want to finish on one last note. It doesn't matter what you see on Channel 7, Channel 9, ABC, Sky News. It doesn't matter, SBS. It doesn't matter what you see. It doesn't. All you need to do is look at every piece of information that you possibly can and make your own opinion. You've got to just that is your human right. That is a freedom that you have to form your own opinion. If you don't agree with flu vaccinations being mandatory, then say something. If you agree with it, fine. Just remember that you're giving your human right away to say no. Just remember that, okay? And remember, look at everything at face value. Grab all the information from every single corner and go, right, this is what this says, this is what this says. Just decipher it, digest it, and then form your own opinion. Okay, some of those things I agree with, some of those things I don't agree with. Okay, right, let's have a look at that, and let's have a look at that. All right, so enjoy every minute of the day that you get. Make sure you get outside in the sun, because that's healthy for you. It actually is. Vitamin D, 15 minutes in the sun every day, and you'll be awesome. Get out, do some gardening, get out, play with the kids, play with the dog, whatever. And we'll be back tomorrow with another video. Thanks for watching.